Boys, what have you got in your mystery grocery bag today?
Herbs.
So we've gone out and bought a whole bunch of fresh ingredients, and all we're going to ask the normals to do is to cook up 3 different dishes, 2 portions of each, using what they have in the bag, all of what they have in the bag. We're going to give them a time limit, and we are going to allow them to attack the dry store of regular staples too.
Oh, that's helpful.
Bread.
I've got a ciabatta.
Better.
Right, please don't do that if it's a plastic bag. Do not repeat at home.
We've got
3 green. We got thigh and leg. It looks like it's not going to do 3
I can
meals.
make a banging sandwich.
a banging sandwich.
We always say midweek cooking shouldn't take more than about 30 minutes, so that's how long we're going to give you. Each of you, 1 dish each, 30 minutes. Boys, just stepped in from work and putting 30 minutes on the clock. Go!
One of the things that Sidekick does really well is taking you down a route
Yep.
and then veering off.
Okay.
So what if we did satay,
Yep.
chicken, peanut sauce, all that good, but we did it
Yogurt.
with pasta instead of rice. Jamie. So do you know what I mean though? So it's
Chicken satay pasta curry.
Yeah.
Make a pasta with something else.
Okay, so what are you doing with your... 'cause you're not going to use all of that.
Half the yogurt to marinate in that with the spices and under a grill.
Okay,
That's my favourite way to cook thighs.
fine. Garlic, ginger, peanuts.
Yeah.
You've got some spices on the back.
And then we just need a delicious rice to go with it.
Or pasta.
Rice.
Or mashed
The challenge
potato.
of cooking at home midweek is that process of planning, shopping, and then cooking. They haven't got much planning time, but they have spent 10% of their time already stood at the front. 3 minutes have gone.
You just go. You start
One of
cooking.
you've got to start.
Mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese.
Right, we just need to... Let's get some pans out and think. I have found some lentils. You know the fattoush
Yes,
type
I
thing,
love a fattoush.
like couscous and all of that.
Yep.
If I just do that but with lentils and just make a really delicious thing with some of the yogurt and some garlic,
Yep.
maybe I could have some of your chicken.
Yeah, I'm only going to use 2 legs.
Perfect. Okay, right, we might have a plan.
So already,
I'll just put a little
all
bit here.
3 of them are thinking like they've been using Sidekick for a while, because they're going down some very sensible routes at the moment.
Do you want some ciabatta breadcrumbs for the top of your mac and cheese?
Yeah, that'd be great.
I've got a lot of ginger here. If someone wants more ginger as well.
I could do with some garlic. Could I have some of your garlic?
Garlic.
And can you save me some of your yogurt?
Yep.
Thank you.
So what you have to imagine now is that all 3 of our normal home cooks are cooking 1 dish on 3 consecutive nights. Yes, we're making them do it at the same time for speed, but imagine a Monday night, a Tuesday night, a Wednesday night. Will they come up with 3 dishes that are different enough for variety, but also use up all of those same fresh ingredients?
Chicken satay. What spices go in it?
You want ginger, garlic, you've got that fresh, haven't you?
Yep, got that in there.
Sesame oil.
Sesame oil, okay.
I think you need soy and maybe a little pinch of sugar and see how that tastes.
Cool, wicked.
Teamwork is what we like to see.
If there is any fish sauce, Baz, put a little bit of fish sauce in it, but I reckon just play around with those flavours until it feels right.
Okay.
These are pre-cooked pui lentils, which is going to help me out massively because I reckon I can finish this dish in the next 5 minutes and then help the other guys. That is delicious.
No. Get in all the nooks and crannies of the chicken under a grill.
What spices have you used in that?
Smoked paprika, chili powder. I'm going to go in with some little mini peppers as well.
Okay.
So we're going for like a spicy
I stopped
fried
caring, I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to use the same spice.
chicken mac and cheese. Starting my roux, I've got butter melting, I've got flour. Get that all going together and then go in with the milk and cheese. Cheese.
It's all gone very quiet. You've had half your time.
Right, so my chicken's in, my rice is cooking.
All going good, all going good. A little bit more milk and I think that is good to go. We can go in with the cheese. Pasta is boiling. Look at that, lovely and smooth. Yes, boys.
So I've got some cumin and some ground coriander going into this. Some Greek yogurt, just grating some garlic into taste.
Got some spring onions on top of yours.
Spring onion can go in mine.
In yours? Hello.
Yeah, chuck it in, chuck it in, chuck it in.
Jamie, where were these croutons or breadcrumbs going?
They need to be toasted off, probably under a grill or in a pan. Do it in a pan, do it in a pan, do it in a pan. Oh, look at the colour of that.
Cool, this is going to be a very green heavy salad.
Bit more smoky pea.
Baz heads to the crockery store to bring back just plates for himself.
Oh, cheers, mate.
Thanks, mate.
4 minutes.
Little.
Drizzle of olive oil.
This is going to be messy.
Most of that went in the pan, Jay.
It's hot.
Whoa,
2 big salad
Jamie.
bowls from Mike. 1 minute. 4, 3, 2, 1. Step away from your midweek meals.
I haven't any idea what either of you two have done.
Whoa.
Okay, whoa. Whoa, okay.
I picked my plates were too small.
Three very different styles of food and 3 different dishes. That's what we wanted to see. Very little leftover fresh ingredients. Let's start with this one. Fried chicken and ciabatta crouton
Cheers.
pasta. Cheers.
That is what I want.
Really
from
cheesy.
that plate.
There is nothing extraordinary about it.
No.
It just delivers on every simple level.
And whilst it's delicious, there's still a few things that you could have changed.
Well, yes.
This looks lovely, fresh, inviting. Lentils, salad, herbs, garlicky yogurt. Cheers.
Some scraggly chicken in there, which was a mistake.
Oh, there's a lot of raw garlic in that, mate. That's like a poker face challenge.
That's what you want.
I like a little bit of raw garlic in a dressing or a yogurt, but you need to balance it out. I think, especially in the summer months, a really fresh, heavy on herb, lentil, salad.
Yeah.
Really yummy. Perhaps not the best use of drumsticks,
No.
because once you've cut it off the bone and you've left chunks of it on the bone, you're not getting the maximum in it. In fact, I didn't even find a bit of chicken, I don't think. This one, I really like the flavours and the spices you're putting into this. Rice, peanuts and herbs.
Good rice, mate.
Cheers.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. That
Oh.
chicken is excellent.
I think as a dish, and what I love about satay, is the satay sauce. And I think what you're left with is a huge bed of very dry rice.
Yep.
And what was interesting is I don't think either of you weighed out your rice or your pasta.
No.
And you both cooked too much as a result. But again, another really fresh, lovely dish. If anybody had those dishes at home midweek, they'd be perfectly happy, gets the job done. You did them in 30 minutes. All that I can show you now is perhaps with a few shortcuts, tips and tricks and chefy hacks, what the food team might have done with the same ingredients using Sidekick.
The question is, how humiliated will the 3 of us end up?
Yeah. Okay, same ingredients, slightly different approach. The process is as key as the final dishes. Start by preheating.
Get ready for unbelievable ever swagger.
Boil a kettle.
He swans around.
And 2 tablespoons of oil in a pan. I'm cooking the chicken on the bone. Now, the good thing about drumsticks, they are cheap, they are affordable. Cooking on the bone keeps them really moist. You can crisp up the skin, which is a bonus, and you've got all the flavour of cooking it in the bone as well. Seasoned up, and then they're going to need maybe 5-6 minutes, turning occasionally in the pan so they go nice and golden brown. In that time, we can prep a whole bunch of stuff. So half the spring onions, half the garlic, half the ginger, and the chilli.
Ebbers, what are you making?
So this is a Cheats 1-pan chicken biryani. So all in 1 pan, nice and easy, limits the washing up. We're even going to serve it in the pan, straight to the table so people can help themselves. All you pretty much use is the pan. We are going to serve with a raita, which we make in a little bowl, like a little cereal bowl, but otherwise keep everything down to a minimum and get maximum flavour into it. Every so often return to your pan, make sure you've got a nice golden colour all over.
I never ever order a Birras.
Oh, I do. My go-to order.
Really? I just feel like
I need
want
sauce.
something saucy.
Yeah. No, but you order a biryani, it comes with vegetable curry.
Does it? In the
Always.
UK, it often
Always comes with
does.
vegetable
Yeah.
curry. You get 2 meals.
No, you don't.
You order yourself a chicken biryani and it comes with vegetable curry. You don't order rice separately because it is the rice thing.
This has been the most revolutionary part of the episode.
I don't care about what he's cooking anymore. I'm going to order a biryani.
So absolutely not yet cooked out, but just golden on the outside. And we go in with most of what we've chopped. Hold back a bit of spring onion and a bit of ginger, but everything else goes in. Generous. Loads of ginger, loads of garlic, loads of chilli, spring onions, and that just needs a zhuzh, 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 zhuzh.
Whoa! Are you all right?
You're flipping
Yeah,
your legs.
the chilies hit the pan.
Right, spices wise, what are we going for a biryani?
So, this is what we're going for as our cheats biryani, and I'll tell you for why. A level teaspoon of each. Turmeric, wonderful colour. Smoked paprika. Dried chilli or chilli powder. Depending on how much chilli you've already got in, you pick and choose. We've already got quite a lot in, but about a teaspoon. And then the real secret, the garam masala. So the spice, not spicy, a combination of 8 or more delicious aromatic spices and herbs. Fennel, bay, and all the C's. Cumin, coriander, cinnamon, clove, cardamom, all the C's. That toasts off, and then we add our rice.
Ooh,
Straight in.
rice
One
bowl.
pot, all in, nice and easy.
Got the scales out.
Clever, innit?
The only thing you guys didn't do was weigh your carbs. You ended up with a bit more of what you needed. So 150 grams of that. And the kettle, which is now boiled, 320 grams of that.
I need to do more of this.
Taking the guesswork out of it is really key.
One stock cube going in, crumbled around, and we'll just give that one final stir.
Is that a veg stock cube or chicken one?
Chicken, but you use whatever you want. It's a base flavour of both seasoning. Remember, the only other salt we put in was right at the start with our chicken, so that's also going to give a saltiness to it. What you do want to make sure is you've got all the rice submerged, and then you mentioned, Baz, about biryani sometimes being a bit dry in the UK, which is why you sometimes have a vegetable curry next to it. This time we're just going to put dobs of butter, which will also just melt down into the biryani. 50 grams in total. The chicken is still submerged, it will continue to colour, and that goes into our preheated oven for a completely hands-off 15 to 18 minutes. So I've grated up the cucumber, chopped them in, just squeeze out excess moisture from the cucumber. By all means, save that for a drink or a smoothie or something. And then go in with all of the fresh mint, the leftover ginger, a teaspoon of ground cumin, and a dollop of yogurt. And by dollop, I mean half the tub you bought. So 100 grams, we'll use half of it in this recipe and half in another. Half today, half tomorrow. And what it is loads of lovely grated cucumber bound with yogurt rather than a really wet yogurt with a bit of cucumber in it. Lovely. So all of that lovely stock and butter is absorbed into the rice. It's still soft. You finish it with the spring onions you saved and some fresh coriander. Remembering the handle's hot, and serve it with your cucumber raita. One dish, done.
I think he means sorted.
The second dish, gonna make a sandwich, a grilled chicken sandwich with a sriracha peanut slaw.
Okay, now we're talking.
Number one, preheat a grill and line a tray with tinfoil, and then we're going to use 2 of these chicken thighs, which we want to add loads and loads of flavour to. So, leftover ginger, leftover garlic from yesterday, just grated into a bowl. And then we're going to make use of the store cupboard again. So, ground cumin and smoked paprika, salt, pepper, and about a teaspoon of oil to make a paste. So, a really, really flavourful mix. A little of this goes a long way. And we're going to take our thighs and just get in.
Oh, yeah.
Into all the nooks and crannies, lay it out nice and flat. That goes under a grill for 5 to 6 minutes. We're now going to use the leftover spring onions, and we're going to slice those up into a bowl with finely sliced lettuce. Little gem. I'll be honest, these aren't very little.
They're massive.
You guys had the same issues. Like
gems.
they're huge, huge, huge compared to what we'd expect of a little gem. But we'll see if we can use it all anyway. So far, a big bowl of green, exactly as you did, Mike, in your salad. Lots of fresh herbs going into it as well. A slaw can be quite claggy if it's based with mayonnaise, very classic, it's delicious, but using yogurt, especially Greek yogurt, is a much kind of fresher, it's got that lactic tang, and it's a lighter option. So yogurt into our slaw, along with a squeeze of sriracha. 2 tablespoons. And finally, I'm going to use the rest of the peanuts that you didn't use in yours, but essentially a good handful of roasted peanuts. One of those ingredients that if you buy a bag, you don't have to use it all because it will stay in the dry store, but they're roasted and they're absolutely delicious. So they're going in as well. Stirry stir with the yogurt. Again, you may well be better off just getting in with clean hands in this instance, but you basically want to mix it all together. And whilst it was 2 full heads of really large lettuce, when it's finely cut up like this, it kind of smushes down to a really generous salad on the plate alongside our sandwich. Sandwich time. We're going to use the bread across 2 recipes. You did croutons for both. We're going to actually use it as a sandwich for one, but hold a third back for another day. 2 more minutes on the chicken. In the meantime, I'm going to take some of our cheese and just grate that. Chicken, not wholly there yet, but now's a good time to add our bread, cheese,
Hey.
and there we go. So the rest of the herbs, spicy grilled chicken and cheese sandwich with a sriracha and peanut slaw, sorted.
He did it right this time.
Did it right.
And same logic again, 1 bowl for the slaw, 1 tray that you grilled the chicken on, and the bowl that you marinated in, that's it. So minimal washing up, and we can move on to recipe 3.
Show off.
Yeah, I feel like he's rubbing it in.
Yeah.
Number 3, I'm doing fried chicken, mac and cheese with some ciabatta croutons.
Are you actually?
Chef.
Sometimes midweek, it's just what you want, and it is a great dish for stretching a few ingredients along the way.
I can't wait to see how to do it properly.
It will include a handful of different tips and tricks that makes it much better than Jamie's, but the principle is there.
So are we all taking him for a beer to give him some tips later on? Is this what?
Maybe. You can get 3 tips, Evans.
Yeah.
I can get 3 tips. You can all take me for a beer. It's my birthday today.
What?
Did you not know that?
No, it's not. It's Evans, I'm so sorry. It's the 14th. Happy birthday.
Yeah, it's just about usually on a trip of some sort, aren't we, at this point? Or
We're filming something.
yeah,
Always filming
We're
something.
normally in America. What are you
Yeah.
doing here? I'm so sorry, mate. Happy birthday.
No, not at all. I just wanted
some.
some comments. That's why. And boys, the reason we chose this is it's because it's from one of our most popular Sidekick recipe packs, Cluck Cluck, 3 chicken recipes, and I cooked 2 of them on the Today Show. You guys have loved it and already suggested a whole bunch of twists to make it better, and one of the twists in this recipe was, if you want, add some broccoli, some spinach, some kale, add some leafy greens into this if that's what you want. It's a really comforting, humble dish currently, but you can absolutely bulk it out with some greenery too. So the chicken gets diced up nice and small. It gets seasoned in a pan with just a little bit of oil, and we want to cook it off so it gets quite a bit of quick colour. In the meantime, while that's happening, we wash down the board and the knife so we're ready to crack on. We can also put the pasta on, 200 grams of pasta. And now we're adding in the boiling water, ample, with salt. Now, Jay, you said it yourself. Sometimes a classic doesn't need reinventing. We're not particularly going to reinvent this. We're just going to make sure we add the right level of flavouring and seasoning at each individual point. So 50 grams of butter go into the pan for the base of our roux, and into that we grate garlic. In with the flour, and then we add in the milk a little bit at a time. And then, once this gently cooks out, we're going to add our flavouring. So 2 different cheeses, cheddar, a hard Italian cheese, and a dollop of mustard. The key with any bechamel is not to add more until the last lot is nice and smooth. We can add in a bit more. We always say with Sidekick that you don't have to use all the cheese up because you can use it and it's got a really long shelf life beyond. However, use a favourite cheese. If you want a little bit of blue cheese in this, absolutely you can. Doesn't really matter. Doing croutons, it's a genius idea for the top of the mac and cheese. Now with pasta for mac and cheese, take a minute off of the packet timings because you want it a little bit under because it's going to carry on cooking all the cheese sauce and in the oven. Which means that's absolutely fine. So all of our cheese into our cheese sauce.
Yes.
Chicken back in. The mustard and seasoning is already there. 1 big stir, in with the pasta. And if it looks too claggy, you want this loose enough to be zhuzhy in the pan, some of that pasta water that you saved as well. But look, that's what you want. It should be sloppy. Topping it with those breadcrumbs for texture. Now's the time to stir through that spinach if you are adding it, a great suggestion. And the whole pan goes into your preheated oven, just until it's toasty on top.
let's not beat around the bush. Let's beat around the berry.
Dig in.
Crispy bits, soft bits.
Spiced.
That's
Lots
nice.
of ginger and garlic. Garam masala, but not spicy.
Well, that's great.
It's got a bit of a kick.
It has got a bit of a kick, but it's not.
It's not overwhelming.
That was exciting. The midweek meal at home.
It's big
very
flavours, isn't it?
spectacular,
Yeah.
And the real difference there here, I think, is also cooking the chicken on the bone. Super succulent. You got all the flavour from the chicken stock cube as well, but from the bone cooking into all that juices.
I can't believe I'm going for the salad slaw first, but this sounds exciting.
And peanuts.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You got the acidity of the sriracha and the tang of yogurt with all of that fresh herbs.
The yogurt makes such a difference compared to mayo.
This will be hot, but it should still also be sloppy. Dig in.
This tastes more chickeny. I think
I think the mustard maybe draws out that flavour.
Wow, great.
That's so good.
Yours was fantastic, but that
That is really good.
is different class.
I think what this proves is that for most people, cooking a midweek meal is absolutely fine. It's something they do every day.
And we all have our own repertoire.
But with that bit of planning and a few chefy tips, it just takes it to another level.
Over to you. What would you have done with the same ingredients? Or comment down below if you've already cooked the Cluck Cluck recipe pack from Sidekick. And if you haven't, remember, it's free for 30 days. Why didn't you give it a go?
I would genuinely say go and check it out, not just because I have to, but because since using it, I would say my repertoire of recipes has increased in such a short amount of time.
Yeah.
Like genuinely.